Hello, YouTube fans. Welcome. I'm Darlene. Thanks for coming in and visiting with me today. I'll be doing a reading, and you know what? I'm going to shuffle these cards just because my hands need something to do. But I don't really think I need them today. And I will tell you who's coming through in just a second. Let me get my business out of the way. Thank you all for being here. I am very, very grateful for all of you who watch my videos, and especially if you would hit that like button and subscribe. That helps my channel to grow, and I'm just getting started here on YouTube, so that's all very, very appreciated. It also helps YouTube recognize the content as, hey, this is something interesting, let's show it to more people. So that means this message will more likely get to the people that it's meant for, which is very important, of course. I know you all want to hear from your loved ones that have crossed over. So thank you, and leave me comments. I try to answer those each and every one. It may take me a couple of days, but I do try to respond, and I just appreciate you all being here. So let's get on with it. Today, this reading is about, and I want to say this right. I wanted to say Evelyn. No, she's correcting me. Evelyn and Frank. I hope I got that right. Evelyn and Frank. Okay. Now, I'm not completely clear if this is the people that have crossed over or that those two names are for people that are here. I will be clear with you about that. But they're showing me a hospital scene. So let me just put these down for a second. They're showing me a hospital scene, and there's a woman who's lying in the bed, an older lady who's lying in the bed, and she's preparing to make her transition. And if I am her lying in the bed, I've got my relatives who have crossed over on one side of me, actually, yes, from her perspective, over here on this side, and then her living relatives over here. And then if you look beyond that row of people, the room is filled with people that have crossed over, essentially. And she's just saying, I was so loved. She said, I was just surrounded with my family. And what she means is living and passed on family. She is just so grateful for all of you that, well, I'm speaking to both living and crossed over, obviously. Everybody that was there, she was just grateful for the experience of being so well loved and supported in her passing. Now, she's saying that she had 3 children. I'm seeing 3. 2 of them, there were 2 girls and a boy. And they were, again, this lady was up in age, so these children would have been midlife, I'm saying, basically. They probably had children of their own. In fact, I think one of them for sure did, because I'm seeing a granddaughter that was maybe a teenager-ish age. So there were 2 of them, however, who were at her side, and one did not. Let me back up. I want to say this correctly. One of her children was not there. And I was asking about this, and she said, it's not important. I knew they loved me. The reason they weren't there was not because they necessarily couldn't get there or didn't want to be there. It was that I think they were grieving. I get the feeling I'm getting is that her child was so distraught with grief because they knew that mom was passing. They just couldn't pull it together to be there when she crossed over. Now, I don't think that was common knowledge. I think that I just get the sense that the mom who was passing knew this. She knew, and she was totally okay with it. So if you are the child, and this was your mom that I'm bringing through today, she wants you to know it was okay. She knew what you were going through. She knew how hard this was and what a struggle it was. And she didn't feel slighted in the least that you were not there for her. In fact, oh, that's interesting. Okay. You were talking to her. You were like sitting in your home or wherever you were, but it feels could have been your car, I don't know, wherever you were, thinking about her, crying about her, and talking to her. You were talking to her, even though she wasn't crossed over yet, you were talking to her, and she saw you doing this. Because, oftentimes, as a reader, let me just give you a little sidebar. People who are close to their passing, particularly if they're going in and out of consciousness, let's say, maybe they're heavily drugged from pain medications, or they could be in comas, or they could just, whatever the circumstances are, they kind of have a foot in both worlds, both the living world and the non-physical world. And so what she's showing me is that that's kind of what she was doing. She was in her hospital bed, but she was with you at the same time. She could see what you were doing. So from her higher perspective, or the non-physical perspective, there was a part of her that was also seeing you and what you were going through. Or she could just be saying, no. No, she's saying no, or no, she saw you. Okay. Now, she's saying, and then she also saw you after she passed, that it's not so much that you had regret, because you knew that it was just more than you could handle to be there by her bedside, but that somehow you wish that you could have been, and that you felt you were sending her a message you didn't love her as much as the other two children, or something like that. But she's saying she's alleviating that concern. She's saying, by all means, I never thought that for a minute. I knew exactly what you were going through, and I saw you after I passed. Also, you grieved me more than the other two children. So she just, that's her way. Oh, sorry, I touched my mouth. That's her way of just coming through and letting you know that she saw you, she understood your grief, and there's no forgiveness needed. Absolutely none. I can't tell what she died of exactly, but she's showing me herself lying in the hospital bed, and it's like she's kind of stiff and can't really move. And there's something, I keep going from here to here, from the heart to the head, from the heart to the head. And it's like there was something, I have no idea, because I don't know about medical stuff but there's something about there was side of her neck, can you have a stent put in your side of your neck somehow? Some kind of, I don't know, just keep feeling that there was something here, or I don't know. I know there's an arteries here. So I don't know if maybe she had some kind of a needle they were feeding, something here in her neck. They had something either in her neck. It just feels like, there was something put into her neck here. I can't, if there was a tube, or I don't know what that was, but there's something in her neck. Take that as it resonates. Let me see. There was a message for the granddaughter. There's a granddaughter, and she's saying something. Somebody just got a dog, or is talking about getting a dog, or a puppy, or a dog. And it feels to me like this was the granddaughter, or maybe the granddaughter was asking for a dog, whatever you're thinking about it. But it feels like it's already happened to me. So she's just acknowledging, that's her way of saying, hey, I'm here. I see what's going on in your life. I love you enough that I'm still sticking around, and I'm watching out for you. Let me see if there's anything else now. She's wants to tell the two children that were in the room with her how very much she appreciated you. She's telling me you basically did not leave her alone, that you took shifts, you took turns being by her bedside and watching out for her while this was going on before her passing. she's saying one of you's, where's my English today? One of you have a partner, a husband, it's a man, that also took a turn. Even though this was not his mother, he took a turn too. And again, she's just expressing how very, very supported and loved she felt during her passing, because, I mean, everybody pitched in. Everybody pitched in. And she just wants to thank you all for that. Let me see if there's anything else. She's just saying what pride she had and has in her children. She said, you weren't just good kids, you were great kids. You turned out to be such great adults. You all of you are so devoted, apparently, to your families and to I get the feeling of this family like you're just you're not into small stuff. You're not in, I mean, well, that's not what I mean. Let me try to say that better. You know that the simple things are where the value is in life. In other words, sharing meals together and visiting together, and even just sitting down and watching a TV show together, or in other words, the quality time is in being together. I think you used to have family dinners together. Okay, one of the daughters, she's showing me you were doing laundry. I can see you taking laundry out of the washing machine or dryer. Got your arms full. And you were talking to her, your mom. You were having a conversation with her as you're taking the laundry out and dealing with the laundry. So she said she was listening. She was listening. And I think you were saying something like, kind of how we grumble under our breath, or we talk to ourselves under our breath. Well, Mom, I know this isn't how you do it, but this is my way. But it was in good humor. Or maybe it was that the mom taught you how to do laundry and you were remembering her, something like that. But that it was like you were talking to her when you were doing laundry. So she's acknowledging that. Let's see what else. Somebody either just had or needs to have the oil checked in their car. They might have just had their oil changed, or you might have just had the light on your dash come up that said, change your oil. Because they're showing me my car, where you have those notices that say, time to get your oil changed. And mine's been going off this week, and they're showing me my dashboard. So if that hasn't happened, be on the lookout for that. Or you might want to just check it if your vehicle doesn't have one of those lights. You might want to just check it just to be on the safe side as preventive maintenance. That feels like that's for, I see a male doing that. So maybe one of the males in your family either just did that or is doing that or whatever. Okay, let's see what else. What she want to say? She's talking about her doctors. There were, actually, I'm seeing two different doctors. There's a male doctor and a female doctor. She's saying she liked the female doctor. She might have, I think what she's showing me is she might have been talking to you in the hospital room about these doctors, and she liked one of them better than the other one. She's saying, but the one she didn't like was in fact a great doctor, and she's kind of laughing at herself. Yeah, I grumbled, but I knew he was a good doctor. I complained about it, but I knew he was a good doctor. And a friend of hers also went to one of these doctors. I think it was the male doctor. That's how she found out about this doctor, was a referral from a friend of hers. And I just heard either Betty, Betsy, or Bestie So maybe she's saying this with her bestie, her best friend. Could have been the one, I'm not certain about that. But Betty, bestie, Betsy, something like that may be relevant to some of you out there watching. Okay, that's it. She's pulling her energy back now. And I didn't really need the cards today, y'all. I typically don't, but sometimes they're nice to back everything up for you, so you have something to look at. And she just wants to know again how very much she appreciated you all being there. Like she said, she's just showing me the scene again in the hospital room where everybody was literally, she said the room was just packed with loved ones, crossed over mostly. And then her children, her living children, 2 of them were at her bedside. And again, she's expressing gratitude about what beautiful and great care you took of her, and how you made her passing easy. And it was easy for her to let go. You know, it was just like you'd said, you kind of had the opportunity to say what you needed to say. You know, that's sort of one of the things that we all hope we get to do, I think, is that we hope we get to say our goodbyes. And she felt like she did. She got to say, and you got to say, and you got to have closure. And she's just, again, just saying what a great experience that, you know, for passing, she said it was as good as one could ask for. That I got to be surrounded by my family and have closure and say all those things we wanted to say. And that's really it. She's pulling her energy back now. Thank you. Thank you all for being here and watching my video. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I do value your time. We're all busy people. If you like this kind of content, again, I ask that you hit that like button or make a comment. Subscribe would be very appreciated. As I said, I'm just getting started here on YouTube, so all that really matters for me and my channel growth. But thank you all. I love and appreciate each and every one of you that watches, and I wish you many, many blessings. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. See you next time.